All right, guys, welcome. Happy Thursday. Let's give it a few minutes here for people to log in if you're joining us from Facebook or through our registration or webinar link. So once again, my name is James. I'm the head of product adoption here at PushPress. And today I wanted to walk you through how to get events set up in PushPress as well as how to run heats. We've got a few cool things coming up that kind of ties in with events. But I know a lot of you guys are CrossFit affiliates. I have an affiliate as well. And next week marks the next CrossFit Open. So in the past, what I used to do was, we'd post Google links or Google form links to be able to get everyone registered for heats. And that was kind of always a pain because people had to log in. They couldn't see the sheet from mobile. And it just wasn't easy to find it in real time. And then it also had no direct tie into our system, PushPress, and how to check in and all that good stuff. And so what we're going to go over today is kind of twofold. One is how to set up and run heats in PushPress and really take advantage of all the tools that you already have available to you. And then two, how to set up events. So kind of going beyond just setting up heats and running those in classes. But we just recently brought on somebody on our side on PushPress, Eric Leclerc, and his whole initiative is to start helping produce events or inform or arm PushPress clients to be able to run successful events with a purpose. And one of those steps is being able to create the event in PushPress, but then also provide the lowest barrier of entry for members to be able to sign up, before potential members to sign up for these events. So we'll go over two of those. Again, first thing we'll cover is how to set up heats in PushPress, and then how you can utilize the different tools to make that more efficient in PushPress. And then secondly, we'll go over how to create events and then make sure then all the logistics of that in terms of within PushPress are all settled. All right. So let's see. Okay, so we'll dive right in. So the way that I would set up heats in PushPress is set them up as different classes. It kind of doesn't make sense at first, but when it's seen in action, it makes a lot of sense. So what I'll go to is I'll go to schedule. And first thing you want to figure out, and this is something that's kind of hard to plan until the workouts are, for the open are announced for that week. But once they are, you kind of boil it down to, okay, this event is a 15-minute AMRAP. I also need maybe 5 minutes beforehand and 5 minutes afterward to set up and turn over the equipment, right? So maybe I'm running heats every 25 minutes, okay? So depending on how you kind of have this run, we do Friday Night Lights at our gym. So what I would do is navigate to next Friday's schedule, and I'll start adding a bunch of classes or a bunch of heats here, okay? So what I'll do is I'll name these all different heats. I'm gonna set up as a class. So I will put this as heat 1, and maybe I'll throw in a time here just to keep it simple for members, right? So maybe we start at 6 p.m. Okay. We'll leave the description blank here. Event, it could be whatever your typical class event is, event type. Let's just keep it general for this example, okay? And then we'll put the start time here. And so this is where you'll factor in the length of this particular heat when you want people to be ready, right? So let's say this first heat starts at 6 o'clock. And then heat time eventually will end at 6:15, right? So let's make this 6 o'clock, and we'll make it end time 6:15. Cool. And then obviously you can update this and edit when you'd like people to start registering for this, and then when you want to cut them off. For something like the open, because people kind of move up and down, they want to make sure their friends are in their heats and whatnot. I'll leave this open until event time, okay? And the other really big important thing is make sure you have an attendance cap. So depending on what your equipment needs are or limitations are, that's what your cap should be, right? Depending on space and equipment. So, if there's like something like walking overhead lunges with a barbell, I can only fit 4 people in a heat, right? So maybe I'll put this as 4, okay? And obviously we don't need this as recurring just yet. So I'll create that. So this is effectively my first heat, okay? And what we'll do is we'll essentially copy the same thing. We'll add a new item to calendar. Let's see, let me back this up and make sure it's on the correct day. So I'm gonna go back to my calendar here and just make sure I navigate to next week. I didn't do that correctly on the first one. So let's try this again. All right, so I'm gonna click on the date, okay? And then create that class. So let's try this again, heat 1, oops. 6 p.m. We'll keep everything general here. Say start time again is 6 p.m. We'll make end 6:15. And then we'll set the cap to 4 because that's all of my space and equipment will allow. Okay, so let's check the calendar and make sure we did that correctly this time. So go next week. Perfect, it's right here. So it's a sliver, right? Just because we don't have this heat doesn't take too much time, so it doesn't take as much screen real estate. But I'll do that again here for the next heat. So let's say heat 2, let's make this 6:20. Okay. Again, keep everything general here for now. We'll make sure this is set to 6:20, which pushes this end time out to 6:35. And we'll make sure, again, our attendance cap is set to 4, okay? And let's do just one more for good measure here. I like to do things in 3. So we'll go back to our calendar, again, just navigate to the event date and go create class. All right, heat 3, let's see, the other one at 35, this one should be at 6:40. And then we'll put the start time here, 6:40, which gives us an end time of 6:55. And again, a heat cap of 4. Okay, so effectively, this is all you need to do, right? Now, when it comes to how members can register for this, the good thing about creating this as a class is they can log into their member app, right? So I'm gonna log into my app here. I'll do this from my phone. And let me kind of refresh this here. So now I can communicate to my members that, hey, next Friday, make sure you sign up for your heats, right? So we'll navigate to next Friday's calendar. And I now have my different heats here, right? And I can tell if there's anything available and if my friends have signed up for this particular heat, right? So they can see who's registered, who's not registered. So I can just hit reserve. And now I am registered, or in this case, who's the person logged in here? Shavi is registered for the first heat, and that's it. And then, next steps is come next Friday, you'll be able to see who's registered for what heat up on your PushPress screens, right? If you're showing the attendance, as well as allowing people to check in just like normal through the check-in app, right? They can check in through the check-in app to be able to get themselves into that heat. So they're confirmed that they've shown up, right? So it takes care of a lot of logistics that traditionally a Google spreadsheet probably wouldn't have done for you. So this is a very bare bones way and very easy way to set up heats for your Friday Night Lights or whenever you're running CrossFit Affiliate Open, right? Now, for something a little more complex like an event, right? Let's say you're running a beer and WOD night, right? That's something that's pretty popular. That you would handle slightly different, right? We're not necessarily worried about heats per se, but we want people to be able to register for this event, and we want to maybe capture some other information like the t-shirt size, if there's a t-shirt that comes with the registration, maybe capture their team names, those kinds of things, right? Something, if it's along the lines of more like a competition or just an educational event, those kinds of things, we can still create that here. We'll just need a little bit of help this time from Google. So let's go ahead and just start by creating an event. Okay. So what you can do is go back to your schedule. And this is, again, the best place to ensure that when you create the event or the heats, it's going to be on the correct date. Okay. So let's imagine this thing is scheduled for, maybe it's a Halloween event. Okay. We'll make it on the Friday after. So let's say it's going to be 6 p.m. on the November 1st. So we'll go create event this time. Okay. And the difference between creating a heat as a class and creating an event, the event is a standalone item, right? It's not going to be part of your master schedule in terms of your class schedule. This you can use, and it would be a good use case for if you also wanted to use this event as some kind of lead generation tool, right? So if you want to try to get community involvement, have people bring their friends in, this way also enables that person to be able to fill out their information, and that way you have information, their contact information as a new member or a potential lead. Okay, so let's create this event here. Let's call it Wad and Brew. No, I've done whiskey and wad before. That one's pretty good. I don't know why we like to mix alcohol and working out, but it's a good combination. And so event type, again, you can create whatever event type you want. Location, this is where you would set if it's going to be on location or off location. In this case, what we can do is set it at location X. Maybe this is an offsite brewery or something like that. Okay, that's where you put in information here of where this is actually taking place, and save. All right. And obviously you can fill out your coaching information if there's a lead who's taking over this event. We've confirmed that it is on the 1st of November, and then let's make this, again, more towards the evening. Let's call it 7 p.m. Okay. And then maybe this lasts until 10 p.m. Okay. And so if you notice, most of the walkthrough and the fields are pretty much the same as creating a different class. The only difference really here is that we have the ability to set a price for this. Okay. So maybe registration for this is $25. And then depending on where you reside and what your tax laws are, you can apply sales tax if you need to. And then as well as if you need to set an attendance cap or an event cap. Maybe this particular brewery has a limit of 20 athletes or 20 members that can participate. So we'll put that in there. And this redirect URL, this is where you can start to take advantage of these redirects to grab more information about who's signing up. So let me show you an example here. I've created a Google form, and this can be any form, right? Any form builder. So give me 1 second here. Let me grab this link. Sorry, I saved it in another system. All right. And so what I'm effectively going to do is I'm going to create a Google form, right? And this form is what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask for contact information, their maybe their team name, their shirt size. If there's different divisions, what division they're going to be registering for. So let me show you what that looks like and what I created earlier. All right, 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So this is what I created a little earlier. Okay, this is a standard Google form. Again, you can use, there's a ton of different services and options you can use. And as long as it's a public link, when you create this form that is public, whether it's Google Forms, Wufoo, Gravity Forms, whatever it is that you're using, as long as there's a public way to be able to display this page, you can use it, okay? So pretty quick, this is what I've set up earlier in all of like 3 minutes. I want to capture their name, their team name, shirt size, and then how fit they are, right? Because I'm going to use that in terms of how I structure this event, okay? So we created this event Google form, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that in this redirect URL, all right? And now I can save this. So create this event. It has a $25 fee, okay? And so now how do we get people to sign up for this? How do we get people to register for this? As always, probably the best way to get people into the system for the first time or to sign up for things or purchase things like pre-orders and whatnot is through landing pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the landing page link here. Okay, so this is our event, Whiskey and Wad. You can see it's got a different location X, right? $25 registration fee. There's an optional discount code. So if you have, if this is a larger event and you're providing this event at a discount for your existing members, but maybe it's full price for non-members, you can give your members this discount code where they can plug it in, okay? And so let's go and register for this so we can walk through what this redirect process looks like. So let's have my name in here, Whiskey, is it Whiskey with an E? I think so. Someone's gonna give me crap for this. Whiskey lover. All right. So I'll put my information here. Let's make sure I'm of age. Cool. And the only other bit here is because there's a cost associated with this event, I'm going to need to enter my billing info. So this is my fake credit card here. I use it for all my purchases. I'll hit register. Okay, so while this is loading, what's happening here is it's confirmed my registration already. But if you notice, I didn't touch anything and it's automatically redirected me to this form, okay? So now I can fill out this as a participant, right? Oops. Type in a team name. Can't tell I love whiskey. Cool. So shirt size and fitness level. Not feeling too good today, so let's make it a 1. Cool. That's it. And so now what happens here is the member has submitted their information. You'll have access to this in whatever system you're using to capture this information. And on the back side, now if I refresh this event page, you should see 1 reservation here. And that's it. And come event day, this registrant can again check into the event on the check-in app. They'll see their name up on the screens for anyone who has registered for that event. And then at that point, it's all up to how you deliver this event, right? But what we wanted to do is make sure you're set up to be able to get to that point. So all the legwork is done in terms of just setting up and getting people to sign up through PushPress. And then now you and your staff can focus on actually executing and delivering an amazing event, right? The other option for members to be able to sign up, again, is kind of circling back to the app, right? So let me get back to that here. And I think I might need to refresh this. Go to events. Cool. And so this is just a 1-click sign up. So I went to the event section or events tab. Let me back that out a little bit. So you can see I went to the events and selected from any of the upcoming events. So this page is going to list all of your upcoming events. I'll click on that. And once that loads up, I already have my payment information already loaded into my member profile. So all I need to do is hit register. All right. And since I'm in app, it's asking me to redirect from the member app. So in this case, your member would have to log in and they would then be able to access your redirect for the Google form. But again, it would capture the information the same way. And so now I can go ahead and that's it. That's really all that is, right? So now I've registered for that event. You can tell under the reserve tab that I am registered and paid up for that specific event. From the admin side, you can go back to your dashboard and confirm that Shavi is registered. And that's it. That's the entirety of being able to set up and get people registered for events in PushPress. All right. Let's see. Do we have any questions? don't see any questions in the chat. Let me check the group.
Events in PushPress.
Oh.
All right.
So no question just yet. But as you guys start to get this all set up, especially for those of you guys across affiliates this next week, if you haven't used PushPress to set up heats, I encourage you to try it out this time. I can guarantee it's going to be a lot easier to manage, and I think you'll get better engagement because members can see who's registered for this particular heat. They can see their name up on the screens. If you are running back-to-back heats, your staff can use the remote on the Amazon Fire Stick to be able to toggle between current heat and next heat to kind of get people lined up and ready to go. So again, it's just a very useful tool, and again, all these tools are already available to you in PushPress. It's just a matter of using it. So I hope this helped out. That'll wrap it up for us this week. Next week we'll have a little bit more in-depth webinar, I think, on integrations. I have to look back on our notes on what we have lined up, but next week will be a really good kind of in-depth how to get this entire integration set up and what it does and how to start leveraging that for your system. All right, guys. So hope you guys got some good information from today's call. Again, what I'll do is I'll post this in a blog and have the full recording available. So if you guys have any questions, you can attach questions right to that blog post or under this video in Facebook if you happen to catch it at a later date. But yeah, good luck to all you guys affiliates running the second open of the year. Hoping everyone's turnout is even better since now it's kind of cooling down a little bit and people are looking for things to do. But good luck with your events. Keep us posted. Take pictures. Let us know, how you're running your systems. We have good pictures where we can feature in PushPress. We're doing a lot more on the social media side and trying to feature a lot of you guys and a lot of our community. So take those pictures, shoot those videos, and tag us. We'd love to give you guys some shine. All right. So my name is James, signing off for this week. We'll see you guys next week.